Hi, my name is Temple Burrell. I am a 12th grader at Biotechnology High School, and the title of my project is School Mentally Harm. In my project, I will be focusing on the impact that school has on students' mental health, specifically anxiety. When it comes to anxiety, people usually look at the obvious, like anxiety attacks and students' excessive worry. However, things like behavior changes and students falling behind in school are also important factors to look at because those students can also be dealing with anxiety or stress, but those are the ways that they show it. What I'm trying to improve is the mental state of students when they are in the school building. To do this, I would have been conducting a 2-week experiment where at the beginning and end of both, I would be taking students' blood pressure, and I would have, at the beginning of the first week, I would have them take a pre-test to see where they're at with their mental health and how they feel about different aspects of school, like their grades, tests, quizzes, things of that nature. And then when the end of the second week, I would have them take a post-test to see if anything has changed or if they've gained anything from the experience. However, I'm not able to conduct the experiment due to COVID-19, and since we're social distancing, I cannot monitor any of this experiment or be in the same room as a lot of people anyways. So I was unable to conduct it. However, I have 3 outcomes. I have come with 3 outcomes that could have possibly happened if I was able to carry on with the experiment. The first one is that I would have seen no change. None of the students would have been impacted by this experience at all. The second one is that coloring would have been the one that helped the most the students. And then the third one was that Legos would be the one that helped the most. For me, the one that I feel would have been the most likely to help would have been outcome 2, just because even though Legos and coloring do the same thing, like reduce anxiety and stress and improve focus and improve sleep, coloring goes a step further just because they're able to impact the amygdala, which is a part in the brain which is also accessed when people meditate. So I feel like since that is added onto it, coloring will make students a lot more zen than they would be when just dealing with Legos. Also, I think the other 2 are less likely just because in outcome 1, students were coming from class essentially, and if students are coming from class, then they would be less, I feel like they would be a lot more likely to assimilate to the surroundings that they were in. If it was a calmer state, I feel like they would be able to assimilate to that, and they would be a lot more calm since they're coming in an environment that is less work orientated than the one they just come from. And then for Legos, just the fact that they don't tap into that meditation realm, then it wouldn't share the same impact. I feel like it could be close, but I feel like coloring is still going to have the upper hand just because that is the case of them tapping into the amygdala, which is the same as what is tapped into when meditating. Also, in the future, if action was to be taken, students would be a lot less likely to be poorly impacted physically, because when people deal with anxiety, they can get heart disease or deal with diabetes, and with all of this stuff that's been doing now, before they are put out in the real world, they will be able to combat with anything that was stressing them out or anything of that nature, preventing them from going into the real world with anxiety or being stressed or overwhelmed and not knowing how to cope with it. So with this, I feel like students are being pushed in a better direction just because they've created more positive community with their staff and their teachers, because staff and teachers are now able to be more hands-on because they have now figured out a way to help students deal with their anxiety and their stress and their worry and make sure that they're still getting the best out of their experience in school. And overall, I think that in the future, this would just open up a lot of doors for students to not feel as anxious as they were or deal with anxiety ever after this experience, or at least help them not have to deal with it as much. I would like to say thank you to Dr. Schuster and Ms. Richardson, and thank you for your time, and I can't wait to answer your questions.